Hello student. The Fair Information Practice Principle of FIPPs will be the topic of our discussion today. These guidelines serve as the cornerstone of information privacy policies in public and commercial sector, directing how businesses appropriately handle personal data. So let's get started. The FIPPs are based on several fundamental ideas. Organizations must ensure clarity and openness in their data gathering procedure by informing people about them. Individual participation gives people the power to keep control over their information by granting them the right to see the personal data that an organization holds about them and the ability to update any inaccurate information. According to the purpose specification, organization must specify and inform individual of the precise explicit purposes for which data is being gathered. Data minimization discourages the collection of too much data by emphasizing that only information that is directly relevant and required by the stated purpose should be gathered. Use limitation states that unless an individual gives their consent or the law requires it, personal data should not be used or disclosed for reasons other than disclosed for which it was originally obtained. Organizations must preserve data quality and integrity by making sure the personal information is correct, comprehensive, and current. In order to secure personal data from threats like unauthorized access, disclosure, or destruction, security measures must be put in place. Organizations are held accountable for upholding these ideals through accountability and auditing, which calls for procedure like routine audit to prove compliance. Now let's talk about comparison to other privacy framework. Global privacy laws have been greatly impacted by FIPPs. The General Data Protection Regulation of the European Union, for instance, reflects the fundamental idea of the FIPPs by enforcing principles such as purpose, limitation, and data reduction. Comparably, the California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA, emphasizes the FIPPs' wide-ranging influence by incorporating components like transparency and individual engagement. Although the CCPA and GDPR are comparable to FIPPs, their enforcement methods and scope are different. While the CCPA is only applicable to Californians, the GDPR is more broadly applicable and protects the data of all EU people. Now, federal agency now let's talk about how federal agency can implement the FIPPs. The FIPPs can be implemented by the federal agency in several ways. Transparency can be attained by providing thorough privacy statement that clearly explain data gathering procedure and make sure people understand how their data will be handled. By the individual participation principle, establishing processes that enable people to view and update their data promotes accuracy and trust. Data minimization lowers the risk of misuse by only collecting the information required by agency operations. According to use limitation, people's privacy rights are protected when data usage is limited to the original goal of collecting or otherwise permitted by law. Regularly analyzing and updating data to guarantee accuracy ensure that decisions are made on accurate information. Implementing strong security measures such as encryption and access control safeguard data against unwanted access or breaches, so addressing the secure principle. Regular audit and evaluation ensure compliance with privacy policies while identifying areas for improvement, demonstrating accountability and auditing. In conclusion, Organizations that want to protect privacy rights and preserve public confidence must implement the Fair Information Practice principle. Entities can manage personal data effectively while maintaining compliance and ethical responsibility by following these guidelines. In addition to safeguarding individuals, these efforts enhance the organization's credibility and honesty in managing personal data. If you have any question, do not hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching.